All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. John and I are here today to talk to you about some concepts that we've been working on in regards to communicating what you do as a gym owner, as well as deciding what exactly it is that you do. And so we've gone through this thought exercise quite a bit. One of the things we teach often when we talk to people about trying to, what's the word, like level up what they do in their business and make products that stand apart from the rest of the competition. One of the first things we talk about is like, what is the highest level of service you could possibly offer somebody if money was not an object? And that's one of my favorite thought exercises. It works really, really, really well. It's foundational to a lot of the stuff that we do when we talk about stacking offers and how to get, present people a path that covers every need that they possibly may have. One of the things we've talked about when we're talking about how to communicate to your clients, we talked to Doug Pugh about copywriting and how to really communicate to your people, know who they are, know what they need, and we started getting into the land of guarantees. And most gym owners and fitness places, they're very afraid of issuing a guarantee. We don't want to issue some big money. And I'm kind of okay with that as a whole, even though truthfully, I've never been in a situation where any guarantee, money back guarantee thing has ever truly blown up in anybody's face over the course of a large, long enough time. It's usually always beneficial. But if you don't want to do a guarantee, and you don't want to say, I guarantee you X amounts of progress in 2 months, 3 months, or whatever, that's fine. But I still think you should think very, very, very hard about what that guarantee would be. Because a lot of fitness coaches and a lot of especially functional fitness gyms, when I run them through this exercise, what they say is, oh shit. Because if you're only selling group fitness, what can you guarantee? You can guarantee you can come in, you can guarantee that you can have fun, you can guarantee that we'll have a good structure for you, you can guarantee that you're going to have, challenging workouts, right? That is the guarantee, that's fine, but it's not a results-based guarantee. And by the way, if the only thing you're doing is group classes, those things that I just listed, that is now what you should be communicating to your potential clients, right? If that's all you're going to do, hey, we're going to have a ton of fun, we're going to move, we're going to do this, and you'll get people who want that. One of the concepts, though, that I just touched on, that we touched on recently, I still think this was a Hormozi thing, is if you want to make a lot of money in the fitness industry, you need to get real good at helping people lose fat.
Yeah.
And if you can find a way, let's say for personal trainers or gyms that maybe have a faster track, maybe some nutrition, some accountability products, all sorts of other stuff baked in to their services, now you have a path where you could probably put your money where your mouth is, at least conceptually, and then learn how to communicate that out. So for a personal trainer, what would be your guarantee, John? If you had to work with somebody for 12 weeks and your primary thing was weight loss, like let's flesh this out. What would we do? What is the types of things that you could issue? Not as a guarantee to truly put your money where your mouth is, but that your guarantee is your product in the eyes of your client.
Well, I think if I'm starting to work with folks one-on-one, you alluded to it in your question, which is the idea of they're going to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to have a guarantee. I don't know. For me, I've always liked the idea of being able to see the difference. So it's like when you work with me at the end of the 12 weeks, you're going to be able to see a difference between who you are at week 1 and then who you are in week 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think going either further, you can go with literally one of the things we do on other programs is, measurable fat loss. I'm guaranteeing that you will have a measurable and significant fat loss over the course of this 12 weeks. By issuing that guarantee, it sets you apart from the guy that's just selling $50 one-on-one sessions. It's already, right? Because the other thing is, this is the issue we see with lots of coaching and lots of businesses out there, is they're selling just exercise. Come in and become a person who exercises. And while that's a thing, that's a habit that a lot of these people need to check off. What they want when they're sitting at home, not knowing where to go or who to hire or what to do, what they want, most of them, if they want to make good money, they want to lose some fat. They want to lose some weight. They want to improve the way that they look. So by God, why are you beating around the bush saying anything other than that? If that's what you do. And
Well,
if it's not what you do, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. If you're a fitness coach, you can't help people lose fat. Of course, if you're a specialty coach, sport coach, coach powerlifting, yes, of course, just fat loss is not going to be your bread and butter. But if you're trying to get general population, improve the overall fitness and health of your community, fat loss needs to be your bread and butter. And if you can't do it, then that's literally the skill you need to pick up on.
but you gave the example of the powerlifting coach or a weightlifting coach that's going to do one-on-one, and okay, it's not going to be fat loss, but how that coach communicates their service is very specific. And that's really what I think the crux of today's conversation is how to properly communicate what type of coach you are, what type of clients you want to serve, and what's I don't know, the business as a whole
Mm-hmm.
of what you're kind of going to hang your hat on.
Yeah. Well, like we said, communicating, this is a thing that is always a sore subject for me. Communicating what type of coach you are outwardly sucks. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, I see a lot of social media out there. People talk about their programming. They talk about their schedule. They talk about their expertise. They talk about whatever.
Oh,
And none of those things matter to your client. What can you do for them? And in what time frame? And by the way, like, so if you're a powerlifting coach, right? Well, that's going to be, I want to make sure to improve your total. I want to make sure that you're, injury prevention. I want to go through this whole thing. I want 12 weeks. We're going to avoid injuries. We're going to build you a really strong base. And we're going to advance your total and get you ready to peak. So you're putting PRs on the platform. You know what I
right.
mean? That now, well, maybe you don't have to have a money back guarantee. Having done that thought exercise, now you know what you're communicating. So quit talking about how many years you have in, or how many followers you have, or all this other stuff, or what movement you like over another. The amount of stuff where I see social media people on fitness talking about a specific exercise is ridiculous. You are not a coach of other coaches. So stop talking the way your coaches talk to you. Speak to your clients. What are you going to do for them? You're going to teach somebody about the difference between this version of squat versus this on your social media, and that's going to entice them to come to your gym. Stop. Just stop with all of this. What can you do for them? What are
Right.
you going to do for them? And then when we get to this thing where you've crafted your plan, let's just say I want measurable fat loss in 12 weeks. Okay. And whatever your goal is, like you can have a meeting. So I can guarantee you measurable fat loss. You will measure, you can do the thing, you put the money where they'll pay you to do the measurements. They will be more, you can charge more because there's a guarantee on the line, because the next guy on the street, all he's offering is a nice gym and he's got abs and he'll coach you. That's it. And so being the person who can actually say, here's what you're going to get, that is the thing. Like, that is exactly what we're trying to do here, is in getting you to communicate the things that your clients actually care about. And it's super, super, super important. And it's the thing I see, it's the biggest swing and a miss out there. People talk about themselves. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you talked about like it being step one of how you differentiate yourself is you start with this idea of the thought exercise of what could you guarantee. You and I have talked about this before, and you made a really good point, which is the idea, all right, what could I guarantee? And you can start brainstorming the things and start putting everything down. But where you want to land is like just outside of what you would be comfortable to say.
Yep. Your guarantee, and by the way, for the sake of the thought exercise, it absolutely should be. This is easy. Could you guarantee that someone could lose 10 pounds in 8 weeks? Could you? And by the way, you being a good coach, could you know not to make sure that they lose 10 pounds and get hurt and starve themselves? Yes,
Just
you're
die.
a fucking coach. Just do
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously do that. I'm not saying unethically get them to lose 10 pounds in 8 weeks, but what is 10 pounds in 8 weeks? It's 5 pounds a month. That's pace for 60 pounds down in a year. That's a very easy step two of this pitch, right? The pitch is
Right.
very simple. You want to talk to me? I guarantee you we're going to get 10 pounds off you in 8 weeks, and I'm going to guarantee you we could probably keep that pace up to a certain point until you're lean enough. For this first 8 weeks, 10 pounds, I guarantee it, or I'll give you your money back. And by the way, your guarantee should live in a product where now all of the things required in order for them to lose 10 pounds, they're paying for. So that
Well,
should
that's
be
the next step.
accountability. That should, and this is how you build your products in up underneath. so that your products align with some shit people want, and that your services align with some shit people want, and your messaging aligns with shit people want. And most things that I see out there is just not that. And it's the biggest gap I see is in the group fitness stuff. And it's okay. By the way, adjust my camera here. It's okay if you don't have more than that right now. Right? Let's just, if you're upside down, you're just doing it, that's fine. But then whatever you can guarantee in your group class, if that is a fun, safe, positive, community focused training environment where you can come in and feel comfortable and begin your fitness journey. Now you've talked in terms that matters to them.
Right.
But nobody cares who does your programming. Nobody cares who does anything.
No.
Your location matters more than any of those things to everybody else. So I just don't understand why people don't talk about how conveniently located they are over any of these other things either. But it's because we attach our egos to these things.
But that's it.
Quit trying to validate yourself to yourself for your clients, because it's not doing you or them any good.
Well, you and I have riffed on this before of like all the reasons why someone even chooses the gym they choose.
Mm-hmm.
And just doing that one thought exercise of like the people that you have, let's say you have 30 members, right? You have 30 people that are your core people right now, getting a better understanding of why they're there and why they have stayed over the last 2 years, which is like, I just left the gym that I had been going to the last 2 years because I was sick and tired of their bullshit.
Yeah.
They're too slow to act. They're too afraid of their shadow at the moment. So I went and found a different gym. And so it's like, if you're a gym and you've held on to whatever your number is right now, those people that are still there, they're there. So figure out why they're there. And then you enhance those pieces or highlight those pieces. And it may be just like you said, Tyler, well, it's only 5 minutes from my house. So it's super convenient.
The other thing is true. We need to be as responsible for this as we are for our successes. Is why are people leaving? Are people leaving because you only sell one thing and it sucks and isn't interesting and isn't give them anything that they really want? Are they still sitting at home saying, God, I wish I could get leaner. I wish I could invest more. I wish I looked better. But instead, all you're selling them is come in and exercise with us at this time. I mean, the truth is, how are you any different in that capacity than group exercise at the YMCA? No guarantees, no direct path to results. What is coaching then if we're not even touching base with them outside or not offering them any of these next level things? It's this thought exercise. Whether if you're scared of issuing a guarantee and putting your money where your mouth is, that's fine. As you get better and more confident as a coach, you're going to learn that putting your money where your mouth is and saying, I will give you your money back if I do not get you results. That will make you a better coach. And that conversation with the client will, I promise you, make them way more likely to actually do all the other intangibles it takes to get those results too. And by being afraid of putting that guarantee is costing you a ton of client satisfaction, costing your clients a ton of results. So stop being a fucking coward and actually say, you know what? I am going to step up and I can do this thing. I can get you. You want to, John, you want to lose, let's be right. What if we just talk about your goal? Your fitness goal, John, you want to lose 20 pounds. You want to do it in 8 weeks. I'm going to say, no, you know what? 8 weeks is a bit much, John. But I can do 10 pounds for sure in the next 8 weeks. We'll get it safe. And let's get that other 10 pounds off you in the next 6 to 8 weeks after that. The 16-week path, you could choose whatever it is. But now I'm saying, John, here's the deal. I know you want this weight off you in 5 weeks. I can't. I'm a responsible coach. I want to make sure you're doing it right. I want you to lose it, and I want you to keep it off. But I will guarantee you, 100% money back guarantee, that you will lose this 20 pounds. Or the other option you can do instead of money back is I'll work with you for free until we do. And if I get you 18, I'll get you the next 2. But that type of guarantee. Now, John, you want to lose 20 pounds. You came in and I told you I will get 20 pounds off you. Let's do it. Here's exactly how and here's what it costs. That's like a regular adult reasonable transaction that happens in business. It happens when you go buy a car. I want that car. It gets 30 miles to the gallon. It's going to get me from A to B. I like it. It's cool. It's got heat. It's perfect. I like that car. That all works, right? Now I know exactly what I'm buying, and I'm not going in and buying whatever car you put in front of me Because you don't sell cars saying, come in and buy a car, and we'll just put you in one after you sign on the dotted line. That's not how it works. You're going to
Right.
pick the one that you want, and it needs to align with what you want. So don't just sell cars. You know, you got to sell the car that John wants, and that's very, very, very important. But that gets
Yeah.
to just the way I explained to you. If you wanted to lose 20 pounds and you go to a gym and they're selling you $135 or $150 monthly membership in group classes, or a global gym that's $60 a month, right? Those are, or me, and I'm going to charge you whatever, $1,400, maybe $700 a month, but in 4 months you're going to lose that. I'm going to guarantee you, in the end, you're going to have that weight off you. That's a real deal. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else has said anything about getting you closer to your goals. Not even one. If your goal is to lose weight, all those other places are just a place where you have to go figure out how to do that. And that's not a service.
Well, that's what you ultimately, without the guarantee, you almost are setting yourself up to be able to just be compared to another facility that just has equipment that I can use. Because at the end of the day, because now it's like, well, why am I paying all this money if I'm really just coming in here and working out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can just work out anywhere. Like, that's way easy.
Yeah.
I'd also be willing to make another guarantee, is that if you are a personal trainer that doesn't have a guarantee, I can guarantee that you're not going to be as successful, or in fact, you won't grow. Like, you have to have something that's going to make you look and feel and smell different than everybody else. Because as a personal trainer, you are going to be competing with the gyms, right? Because they're ultimately going to be working, especially if you're local, they're going to be pulling from that same pool of people. So you have to do better than the gym does.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing is that gyms are, I think that they lean very heavily on, they have a brick and mortar location. They have all of this fancy equipment that they've spent money on. Because when I walk into the new gym, what do they want to do, Tyler? What was the very first thing the kid wanted to do with me?
I'm going to guess that they wanted to show you all of the equipment that they have. A gym too.
I literally say to the kid, I have eyes.
I'm looking.
I can see all of your equipment. In fact, all of your equipment is all over your goddamn website. So I was able to see the equipment before I even came in. So I don't need to see the calf raise machine now in person. It's a calf raise machine. I got it. So what's all the other things that they didn't have? And so as a personal trainer, you get to really hang your hat on exactly what you said, Tyler. If you're doing it the right way, their goals, what you can do, what they can achieve, and how you can guarantee those results. You're playing a totally different game.
And you know, our most successful personal trainers, this is the thing when I talk about going through the actual sales interaction as gym owners or as coaches who are trying to close sales. It's like, if you're in a brick and mortar, that inclination to show them, of course, show them the facility. I get it. They want to see what the thing is. It's cool. But it really is just not, it's not why they're there, and that's not what it's about. And when I tell gym owners that, my personal trainers don't even talk at all about the facility that they train people in. Like our most successful personal trainers that coach, they close their sales calls either on the phone or in person having coffee.
Right.
And that's a closed deal. It has nothing to do with the equipment. Literally zero. Not a word is mentioned about what types of exercises they're going to be doing. Not a single word is mentioned. You know why? Because these people want to lose weight or start making progress or fix their habits or undo all of the things that they know that they've done that have set them back fitness-wise and health-wise over these years. They don't fucking care about whether you, and by the way, if you care about how the bench press thing is, the guys that are worried the most about equipment pay the least for fucking coaching. So who cares? Quit doing that dance. And that's true, right? The guys, the powerlifting gym I know, good guys, strong guys. I know a guy who bought Juggernaut has this great, and these are the programs you're up against, by the way, when you're talking about programming. You talk about how great your programming is, or how like Juggernaut now has a AI-based training program truly one size fits all. Anybody can go in. There's tons of different inputs, and you're always inputting how you did on each set, so it constantly adapts to your thing. It's very, very, very slick, and it's like $30 a month, fully comprehensive. Like it's really, really constantly. It's cool. It's a really cool idea. This guy I know has trained for a decade and real strong dude. And he's like, it's the first time. He's like, I've never paid for any of that stuff before. This guy's never paid for a coach, and he'll bench
Right.
500 pounds this year. You know what I mean? But like those people are not paying for coaching. So quit trying to do the programming dance and quit trying to show the equipment or exercise stuff, because the people that matters to the most are not the people who you can help the most. And I see a lot of people trying to sell fitness to fit people, or trying to sell fitness to people who are already in a gym. And if you want to actually make this work and you want to have some growth, if you're wondering why you can't do people, it is, who am I talking to? Who is it? You're talking to people who already have a gym membership, and you're trying to convince them why your type of fitness is better than the one they're already doing. It's the wrong thing. Talk to them about what they want to do and how you're going to guarantee that they can do it. And then they'll
Tyler,
pay tenfold for that product.
yeah, just use me as the example. I know about programming. I've been lifting for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I know all those things and I can geek out about those things, but I don't give a shit. If I come to you and say, Tyler, I want to test this thing out that you've been doing, I don't give a fuck if you tell me where you based your programming off of. And the fact is that if there was just a local coach that was here that said, we can get you on the track to 500 for your bench and 700 for your deadlift, I'd be like, I will give you all my money right now, because I would like to do that.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to tell you about the bones of it. It's just like,
Because I don't care.
Here's what I want to do. And I think, to go back to the guarantee, so this is the exercise you must do. All you coaches, I want you to do this as a personal trainer first. You should do this for almost everything you do in your business. And by the way, you don't have to issue a money back guarantee. The logistics can be complicated. I still promise you're probably never going to have to give your money back. And if you do, it's probably your fault, truthfully. You know what I mean? At the very least, like there's a reason a lot of general catch-all functional fitness gyms that just sell group membership, that they cannot issue a single guarantee on the results that you're going to get.
Because they have no accountability.
Also because the truth is, they're not delivering them. You know, if you're sitting here coaching, that like your clients are spinning their wheels, and a lot of them have for years, and they're showing up working real hard, kind of, but they're not getting specificity. They're not getting all the help outside. They're not really getting guidance. They're getting the thing that you're selling them: a place and a time to exercise while someone starts the clock and plays the radio, and make sure they don't get hurt. Which is okay if that's what it is. But now you understand why people aren't beating down the door to go to your gym, because that doesn't matter to people. The person sitting on the couch going, man, this has been a hard year for me, with the pandemic and all this shit. I've been on this path where I've gained 5 pounds a year for like 10 years since I graduated high school. Mm-hmm. And then now these last 3 years, I've put on another 30 pounds. And it's like things have just slid. I need to get this fixed. That's the thing they care about. That is the thing. Give them it. Just give it to them. So I want you to sit there and I still really lean on weight loss. Fat loss specifically more than weight loss, because if you can't do it, then let's be honest, if you're not capable of doing it, you're not really capable of helping people very much. And you're just a lifeguard in a gym. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that's the truth. Don't be a lifeguard coming in there and making sure people don't drown and blowing your whistle when it's time to stop. Okay, so you do need to be better. This is the same thing with what is your highest level of service thought experiment. This will make you be better, I promise. And so do this for all of your products. Do this as a one-on-one coach. If someone comes in and says, I'd like to get started, like, well, if they're really focused on fat loss or wants perfect. So do this for one-on-one. How would you guarantee somebody? What would it be? Could you guarantee just measurable results? How are you going to measure it? Oh, work that into a product. How are you going to put that in? How are you going to make sure that they handle their food stuff? Is it as simple as a PDF guide? Do you do macros? Do you refer them to somebody else for that? That's okay too. But what you've presented them now, I will point you to a dietitian, but I have a deal with it. I pay for it. You pay me. I pay them. We'll make the appointment for you. Off you go. She'll give you your plan. We'll do the full body scans. I want to check in with you before. I want to do body scans, by the way, every month for this 3-month arrangement, because I want to make sure that making sure that we're holding accountable, that things are working. If they're not, we're making changes. I want to make sure that we're checking in, because this project, you getting this weight off, matters to me. And this is all the things we're going to do to make certain that it happens. I'm checking the boxes of all of the stuff that you slipped up with last time, right? I just
Right.
fell off on the diet. I didn't really know, or I know my food habits are bad. I don't have, is it a whatever it is, put all that in there and then put a steep price tag. And the people that bite on that want it, and they know it. And you will never, ever, ever, with just the thing I described to you, nobody is going to look at what you offer and then go to the gym that offers a $40 a month, 24/7 thing. They're not, you're never going to be compared. They're going to take that no matter what anyways, if they're price shopping. So you are now not even in the same ballpark as any of these other people. None.
Because
None.
you're no longer comparing apples to apples. It's like apples to bicycles. It's a completely different service. And the one thing that we know to be true, because we've seen this get done over and over again now, is locking in that first sale is great. You can get them in, you have your guarantee, you've worked the whole process backwards to where you now can really provide a really solid offering to that person you just sold to. But it's the renewal. It's the opportunity. Tyler, if you help me crush those goals over the last 3 months.
In 12 weeks for me, John. You lose it, costs you a lot of money, but you feel like a different man. Your wife is like, yeah, every day you walk in, you get out of the shower, your wife's like, Jesus, look at this motherfucker. And you know what I mean? Like all these things now start to happen. People start looking at you different. You feel more confident. You sleep better. All that stuff. And what does that do to your head? What does that reinforce? I pay money for this. I get results. I will lather, rinse, repeat.
Well,
that's it.
What's next? Like, what more could I do?
And exactly. And maybe we sit down and, you know what, John, maybe fat loss isn't the thing we need to do right now. You know, we got this weight off now. We can't run like this forever. Now I have your trust though, right? You may want to lose another 50. And I'm going to say, John, we can't. I kind of have a policy 3 to 4 months in either direction. And I want to do some maintenance. So tell you what, let's not try to move the weight needle down anymore. But let's do that while making sure that we still eat for leanness. We're not eating excessively. And let's do some training. You really, really, really got a knack for some of the powerlifting stuff that we've been doing in here. So let's just build your strength base without putting a bunch of size on you. But that'll give you lean muscle. That'll continue to help you lean out a little. But we're not going to chase that scale number right now. So let's focus on this now. So let's do this. I want to make sure these 3 lifts that you have here, I want to make sure that we're going to push every single one of these lifts up, not in PRs, but in measurement that matters to you, right? And the number that matters to you. All right, I want to get your 3 rep max up on each one of these things. That'll give us a real solid foundation. And then we're going to put all the focus on that, the accessories around it, not to the expense of your physique. And you're going to say, perfect.
Exactly. And guess what you don't need?
We're going to get you shredded. Because then we spent some time on the deal, we can go back down again.
So you've given me tied to, I already trust you. Mm-hmm. So because I already trust you, I don't need you to now tell me, and we'll get you these results or I'll work with you for free. Like that's done now. I've gotten my results.
Once.
Exactly.
What I've done though is I've just learned to communicate now, not with a guarantee, but as though I am guaranteeing, meaning here's what we are going to do. Now that's just coaching. Here's where we're going. Here's what we're going to do. I don't have to put my money where my mouth is every fucking time I talk because you trust me. But that'll get you in the door. It makes me earn your trust. It makes you understand that money gets results. And now you understand the relationship. I understand the relationship. We're good.
And what you've just done too for me is I've hit my goals. I come back. It's like, what's the next thing we want to do? And if you can track a path, let's say you just kind of laid out 12 weeks, but then, man, the next thing is going to be the next 12 weeks, we're going to go after this. Do you know where I'm not doing what I'm not doing over the next 24 weeks? I'm not looking at other possibilities. Even if I've only agreed to another 8 weeks or 12 weeks, I know that Tyler, I know that my coach, he's got a plan and it's in line with what I want to do. And now I'm almost working off of a 52-week schedule. And I'm super stoked just to get to the phase 2, phase 3, and be able to go,
Mm-hmm.
it's a totally different relationship to where I feel like a lot of personal trainers that we're talking to, or folks that are early on in their journey, or they're trying to figure out how they want to shift their current business, how it is now, they're almost afraid to even talk to anybody that they currently have because, I don't know, grandfathered pricing or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the difference between also the like, and by the way, when we talk about if you kind of reskin your stuff, I always want these new products to, of course, be brought in for people outside. I don't like a big culture shift inside. However, as you've learned to communicate what people want, a time frame which you can deliver, and exactly how you're going to deliver that to them, I'm guessing you have drummed up some other little new services or value add things that you can do in there that your current clients are not buying. So now when you have these other things, let's say it's accountability or say a third party nutrition service or whatever, right? Whatever this may be, simply analytics, body scans. Guys, you want to get
Mm-hmm.
in on this? I'm telling you guys, if you did a body scan once a week for 12 weeks on somebody, I guarantee you wouldn't have to do much other coaching. And it would just, this is the same principle. People who weigh themselves every day, the body weight trend goes down. They lose weight and they lose fat because they make all these microscopic decisions around the fact that every morning they're doing that one check-in. Now, I don't like that from a dysfunction standpoint, but it is true. It's true human nature that analytics getting measured is forced accountability because they're going to go, fuck, I got to atone for this via like a digital
Right.
scan here in 4 days, and I'm just going to make better decisions between now and then. And people know that, and they want to also know when they're doing well. And so just that, people, now you have these new services, but you're only presenting it when you get new people in the door, and you don't have the ability to turn on 50, 60, 70 new leads or new sales opportunities. What you do have is all these new things you can offer to the people inside. So maybe you don't have to loop them into your new 12-week thing. Because by the way, if they're still there and the only thing that you do is the group fitness, right? If that's the main product you're offering, that's the product they're all in. It's going to be hard to convert them from that, the thing that they like, into a thing that's new, that's expensive, that has all these bells and whistles. But you can let them kind of pick some a la carte stuff based on the things that they want. And that's how I usually would recommend transitioning. Tell them we have all these other services that we're offering and just see how they go. The truth is they won't know unless you tell them.
Right.
And that's important. So we could simply offer your analytics service to all your existing members. You want to get on this X amount per, you can sell punch cards, that shit for all I care. If you just want to do that internally to wrangle some out, I think that's a great move. I don't care. It'll just shake out some money. It gets you good at using your email to ask people for stuff too. I see a lot of gyms out there that don't use their email list to do much of anything. And that's an important precedent to set is offer. Hey, we got this. We're selling these. Are you interested in any of this? Shoot us a text back.
And
it's not,
and you can
you any credit.
And you can start doing those things early on, especially if it's brand new. It can be nerve wracking where you want to just kind of like blast everybody all at once to where, especially if they're your people, you can be. I think there's a lot of this day and age. We're so used to smelling and hearing bullshit all the time, especially super salesy marketing type stuff. If they're your people and they've been with you for a while, they'll really trust and honor the fact that you could be just honest. We are trying this new thing out. We're rolling out this thing. We want to be able to work with some folks on it. Let's use your Sculpt Scanner idea, Tyler. We want to be able to start rolling out the Sculpt scanning sessions for folks. And we can only take 5 a week as we're starting to be able to do this. Like you could have some honest scarcity and urgency to bring people in.
And you can fulfill that sim. Dump it with your calendar link right in there.
Right.
You can schedule your spot right now. We'll charge your card, whatever. And if you want to get one in this week, I highly recommend you schedule at least one a month if you want to get in. So book your spot now. These are the only days we're doing it. Whatever it is, but like, yes, that's an honest thing. Hey, we got some new stuff. Are you interested? And it doesn't matter. Remember, 90% of them will tell you no or say nothing. That's the point. Like, it's totally okay. But if 10% of your people bought something new, every time you send something out, you're doing pretty damn good. And I think, and that's the difference between having enough money to make ends meet and not, and having enough money to have some flexibility to try new things and not.
Period. And I really think there's a lot of benefit where you can earn clout and keep earning respect from your people, the last time you want to do is maybe want to roll out some high-end, high-quality stuff where the first time you or one of your coaches runs through it is somebody that has paid you $10,000 to do it.
And your processes aren't tight. That's super important. So let's
Yeah.
pretend you're going to do body scan and you're going to do some, say, text message based nutrition accountability or something, or whatever services you're trying to do, or
Practice.
or whatever this is. Or what if you're going to do grocery tours, right? Grocery store tours. It's another great one. But if you're good at label reading and kind of know, you know what I mean, let them go through and fill the cart with stuff they normally buy. This is another great little service you can do. You'd be like, all right, there's better alternatives to this. You just show them this. That's a great service that you can make $100 doing. Yeah, you
Right.
gotta go off site, but that's easy money. You don't want to do that to someone as a package that someone spent $10, $15, $20,000 for and show up and have it been the first time and you don't know your way around the store and you feel like an idiot and you don't get sharp with people who already trust you, who you can be candid with, who you're comfortable with.
Bingo.
And all of these little layers of services are, again, this is the thing that we kind of had landed on. Your guarantee is your product. Your guarantee is the only thing that these people give a shit about. What can you do for me? And this is, again, I've talked about this in the past. You call me to fix your furnace, and I show up and I spend the whole time trying to explain to you that I'm qualified and that I'll know how to fix it. They're like, listen, doofus. Every single
That's
person
why I
that
called.
furnace repair in the phone book, I was pretty sure that they had the skills to fix it here. That's
Right.
not what I give a shit. The fact that you're telling me this now makes me think that you're a chump, and it makes me want to back off completely. Now, if you come in and say, hey, listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, and by the way, this worked in the heating and air conditioning business very well. It's 4:00. It's a Thursday. Most likely their furnace might be fucked with parts that I can't fix right now. It's the truth, right? It is the truth. What I would say every single time as soon as we get to the door is we say, hey, don't worry, I'll take a look and find out what's going wrong. And I will present you with some options to get it taken care of. And I promise you we're going to make sure that you have heat tonight, no matter what we have to do. So that way also, in that instance, the pressure was not off where they had to choose a repair tonight versus replacement. Because you know what
Right.
I did? Simple. I carried a bunch of little $35 tiny little space heaters with me, 10 of them, in a box. And if I showed up to your house late and it was something I could not fix right then and there, tell you what, I'm going to make sure you guys have a comfortable house tonight for sure. And we can get the boys back tomorrow to replace the whole thing. But they know that's their concern. That is how do you make them feel? If you make them feel like you're going to give them exactly the thing that they want, or alleviate their concerns, relieve them of their pain, relieve them of 20 to 30 pounds of lost weight, or whether it's just make sure that their kids aren't cold tonight or they don't got to go stay in a fucking hotel or that their pipes don't freeze. Hey, don't worry about it. I promise you we're going to have you heat tonight. Ain't no money back guarantee or anything either. But that is a guarantee. That's the only thing that person needed to hear to now trust me forever, because their whole concern is, shit, well, I know this is old. What if they can't fix it tonight? Fuck. Like that's the concern. It's not the money. That's all secondary. And so that's your guarantee is your product. It's your value. It's your sales pitch. It is it. Whether you do money back guarantee or not, that exercise is the only thing that you should be doing right now. Get tight with that. Build your products around there. And now you have a real customer journey that fucking makes sense to them. And it's not about you.
And I think it's really, for everybody in the back, I think it's important to repeat. Your guarantee is the product. You said that, Tyler. You said it quick. It's really important. Your group classes are not the product. Your gym is not the product. Your personal training services are not the product. Your guarantee, which is tied to the client's results, is the product.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's everything. That's huge. It's a monumental shift mentally that I think if we can start working in that direction for everything that we do, everything that you do, you will immediately start to see results that you haven't seen before.
And we talked about this in the, it's like you want to sell the vacation, not the journey, right?
Right.
You don't go down when you book a trip to Cancun. It's not, well, you're going to drive 45 minutes to the airport that's not close to your house. You're going to have to pay for parking, and then you're going to go wait in line to get molested at TSA, and then you're going to get through and you're going to be treated like crap while anytime you sneeze or take off your mask or try to eat on the plane, and that's going to be miserable. And then customs is a whole mess, and you're going to get verbally accosted as you go into a foreign country, and they're going to try to rip you off with your taxis and limousines out front. Don't get in the one you didn't pay for, trust me. And then you're going to get to your resort, and then everything's probably going to be okay. And then you're going to, no.
That
And so
sounds
coming
fun.
in and showing the equipment and the exercises and you and your expertise, they don't care. Show me the beach. Show me
That's
the
it.
beach. Show me the beach and a bucket of beers, and then tell me that's what my next week is. Perfect. Show me 20 pounds off 8 weeks from now. You good? Is that all you want? Because it is all they want. It is the truth. That's it. If you could tell, if you put this thing, I will guarantee. I'll take 10 people. We got to meet first, but I will guarantee 10 people can lose 20 pounds in the next 12 weeks. And yeah, they got to buy your high-end program that covers it. You put that on it, that might pull some weight. The problem is a lot of coaches I know and a lot of gyms I know aren't capable of giving those results with the products that they have and the way that they're doing it right now. And that is the problem. It's not that it's not anything else. It's that you can't get those results, which is why you're not talking about it. And if you can and you're not talking about it, you are wasting your most valuable resource,
All right,
which
Tyler.
is results.
So what's the guarantee? What's the guarantee we're going to throw to the next 10 people that reach out to you and I? Yeah, right now. What's a guarantee we can throw out to the people? Yes,
for gym
right now.
hacking? For gym
Absolutely.
hacking?
There are people listening to this right now, and I am feeling extra motivated.
I will get a personal trainer to $10,000 for sure. We can go 10. I could go 100, but we could go 10. I mean, I could go. I'll get you your first 10 if we want to do that for new personal trainers.
So new personal
go 100.
trainers. The next what?
My product's not expensive enough for me to be making $100,000 guarantees, but I'll make a $10,000 guarantee. Yeah, you want to reach out, you want to come in, you want to get started, especially if you're a personal trainer. If you're looking, if you're to just, and by the way, even if you're a gym and you want to develop the personal training track within your business, I will absolutely sit with you and work with you fully, help you with anything from your offers, communication, some of these back end systems, that whole path from where you are right now to an additional $10,000 in sales for sure. That I guarantee. I would guarantee that with my eyes closed.
Okay. So reach out to us. Shoot a message to me. Shoot a message to Tyler. Shoot a message to at the Gym Owners Podcast. And if you are a new personal trainer, you want to get started, you want to go from 0 to your first 10K, we'll get on a call with you. We'll show you the path of what it looks like, not only to hit that 10K, but every milestone moving forward to exactly what Tyler said, which is 100K.
Yeah, I'll guarantee you the first 10 and I'll show you the way to 100K because the first 10 is now you have all the tools. That's the beauty. I'll get you right there and you just replicate and off you go. So, I mean, the end result is 100 for sure. For sure. Let's rock and roll, guys. This isn't that hard. This is the thing we do. This is what we're in. We're in this to help people. You're in this to help people. And so make sure you're helping people do shit that they want, not just fucking be in your building. It's not interesting. That's important. Your building's not interesting. Results are really interesting and are really compelling. And remember, this is an important thing for all of us to know. As a population, there are way more people not doing fitness that need to do fitness. So why are we fighting over people who have the most CrossFitness or want to do CrossFit this way versus this way? Why are you carving that little box out of this tiny little space when there is so many people in your community who, if you could say, hey, I guarantee you're going to lose 20 pounds. Guarantee it. Or I'll give you your money back. Or I'll work with you for free until you do, which, by the way, that's a breeze of a guarantee for a gym. I'll work with you for, and maybe it just doesn't be one-on-one after that or whatever, but you're going to get them pretty damn close if they buy all of the stuff. So just do it. You go to every person, by the way, people who, like your ultimate sales pitching who comes in, 20 pounds. You want to lose 20 pounds? Perfect. That's your hook. That's your product. That's everything. That's the only thing that matters. Give them what they want. And all your coaching expertise, the fact that you can coach them without them being hurt, and the fact that you know all this wonderful stuff about movement, and that you like cool exercises, and the other guy's exercises that they choose suck, and the other guy's gym's dirty, and you have abs, or whatever this is, none of it matters. Because that person's buying losing 20 pounds and feeling better about themselves. So your guarantee is your product. That's the thing. Learn to do it. Learn to make a guarantee. Learn to think like you're going to guarantee it. Learn to talk like you're going to guarantee it. And everything else will fall into place, I promise. Just quit talking about nebulous stuff that's vague and doesn't matter.
You can follow me.
Got us wrapped up.
Yeah, man.
Follow John.
On Instagram at jbanksfl. You can follow Tyler.
Follow me at Tyler F. and Stone. Follow the show at the Gym Wars Podcast. And you can go to hackyourgym.com if you want to get on board, or go to community.hackyourgym.com to get in the Facebook group.
You got
All
it.
right, guys. Go get them.
Adios.